Government shut down public sector offices nationwide, closed its services to the public today.
It's rather unfortunate and sad because we have to register a business and then being turned away, it's bad.
And in business, World Bank boss David Malpass makes a strong case for Ghana to use borrowed funds on the international market in areas that would help reduce the rising debt stock.
And in sports, Ghana Premier League side Real Tamale United are at risk of not travelling to Elmina for their Week 26 clash against Sharks due to a lack of fans. To bring you more details in 50 minutes.
And your thoughts also here on Newsnight 055 I also hear your thoughts on the debate around lawyers, politically motivated lawyers denigrating the judiciary. Share them with me. My name is Mensah.
I am Emefa Apawu.
And let's start tonight with the Trades Union Congress and of course the Labour Front tonight. The largest public sector workers union, which is the TUC, is demanding a significant increase in the next minimum wage, which is reflective of the current economic conditions or phase thereof.
So organised labour says the current 13 cedis 50 pesos is woefully inadequate and not reflective of the current economic trend. Ahead of the next tripartite committee meeting, organised labour says no excuses will be tolerated. Secretary General of TUC, Dr. Yauba, speaking to the media after a pre-May Day forum, said the sufferings of the Ghanaian worker has been exacerbated by the current economic situation and the TUC will not allow it to continue.
In July 2021, when we were negotiating public sector pay for 2021 and 2022, inflation was just 9%. As we speak, inflation is now 19.4%. So you can feel it in your own pocket. Every worker in this country is feeling it. And you know the sad aspect of it. The 19.4% is the average. If you go into the details, you will see that even prices of water generally has gone up by 27%. The oils that we use to cook food, the prices have gone up by 25%. This is not normal. This is a crisis. And therefore, workers should not be left out to suffer alone. We have to do everything we can to make sure, as trade unions, to make sure our members get some relief through the work we do as unions. And that is what we are going to do this year. The theme for the celebration is jobs and incomes. And you know, the job crisis did not start with Ukraine. You are a young man. I'm sure that many of your mates have not got jobs since they left school. So the job crisis, predates, Ukraine. The job crisis came before COVID. Therefore, we think that it is not right to blame COVID and Ukraine for every job crisis that we have in this country. That is not right. And we are not going to accept that. I have not led any strike since I became Secretary General. The Trade Union Congress, which is leading organized labor, is very cautious, and we always are biased towards dialogue. We hardly want to strike because strike is a very difficult thing to do. It's like war. So before we declare war on the employers, we have to make sure we have good reason. This time, we have the good reason to do it. Therefore, we caution that the employers must listen to us. And they should not just listen, they should also hear us, because the workers of this country are suffering too much, and we should not allow it to continue. Those who are in charge of this country must know that without workers, this country cannot progress. Therefore, this is the time for them to know that whatever they can do to support us, they should do it. If we negotiate 4% and 7%, and inflation is now 19.4%, we should not even tell them. They should come out to tell us that we know how you are suffering, and therefore we want you to help us. So this is the message we want our employers to know. And this is not only government. We are also talking about private sector employers. Those people in the media, you know how you are suffering. And therefore, let me tell you, employers who produce and sell, they always adjust their prices. So these effects are not as terrible as the effects on those people who have fixed incomes. If your income is determined in January and the inflation goes to 19.4, until next January you will not get any increase. And we think that is not fair. That should change now. You will change it. Not all workers are. Yeah, you are right. A few people are. That's the point. So when you are discussing incomes, it is not only the low salaries that workers are earning, but also the fact that some people are earning much higher, even though they are doing the same work. But that is not right. If your employer is the government, everybody must enjoy if there is enjoyment. Everybody should suffer if there is suffering. But we don't have that situation now. You have a few, very, very few people who are enjoying. The rest of us are suffering. And that should change. We have the National Tripartite Committee. The National Tripartite Committee has started the process towards determining the minimum wage for this year. For us, that is a do and die. We are going to make sure that minimum wage for workers for this year should not be below inflation. And this will be extended to public sector workers as well. So there's a battle ahead of us. And I can see organized labor is ready to fight.
Well, there's a very important line in there. You, the media.
Yes.
You see how you are suffering.
Yeah, very important.
Are you suffering?
Yes, we are suffering.
Oh.
We are all suffering. We are all suffering. Very important. So that's Dr. Yaoba there, leads the TUC. My colleague Samuel Mbura also interacted with other public sector union members who are also present. They've been sharing their ordeal with us. Well, we'll get to hear from them shortly, but one of such group, the Deputy General Secretary of TEU, that's the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, Charles Kofiose, thankfully joins us on the line. We are grateful for your time here on Newsnight. Just wondering, as we enter into the next tripartite committee meeting, what really are you looking at when it comes to the next minimum wage? We are 13.50 pesos right now. What are you going into that meeting looking forward to?
Yeah. Thank you so much, my dear sister. Good evening, and good evening to all your listeners. The Secretary General has said it all. It is an undeniable fact that everybody is feeling the heat of the economic situation that we find ourselves. It looks as if workers, for that matter, have been taken